So, my mother-in-law gave me like a giant box of peaches. Look at these things. Look at them. Giant. They're awesome. And, some brandy. A little bit. Been working on this for years, really. Um, for some reason, my grandfather always loved apricot brandy, which this is, with his eggnog. He'd make eggnog every year, and he'd want apricot brandy. So the one thing I'm buying my grandfather, I'd go to the liquor store, get a big flask or a bottle of apricot brandy, I'd put a big bow on it, and I'd say, "Here you go, Papa. There's a bottle of brandy for your hooch, for your eggnog." You know, it was good. It was really good. He would make it. I mean, with eggs, and he'd whip it up. So awesome. But anyway, my wife really likes that oat crumble I make for pies. So I'm gonna whip these things, smush them all together, and make a really awesome Southern style. Because what says Southern more than butter, brown sugar, and booze? I'm gonna make a pie. So stay tuned. Yeah, come right back. I'm gonna bake something tasty. Gonna be crazy. Meow. Okay, so to start, we're gonna have a half a cup of cornstarch, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and 1/4 cup, a generous 1/4 cup, I'll say, of your favorite brandy. Okay, so we've got 7 cups of peaches. This is about 8 to 10 peaches, because we're gonna do a pie, and I kind of understand, like, 7 cups of peaches is a lot of peaches. We're gonna do a pie, and then we're gonna do a crisp later on. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your peaches, and then you're going to add cornstarch, sugar, and brandy. Mix it all in here. I'm gonna throw in a little splash of vanilla, and we're gonna let that kind of marinate and set overnight. So for our crumble topping, we're going to need 3/4 cup of oats, just regular rolled oats, 3/4 cup of flour, and then we have 1 stick of butter, a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and a 4 teaspoon of salt, and I just kind of put in a little dash of Chinese 5 spice there, and then 1 cup of brown sugar. Just a basic flour, butter crust, 1 1/4 cup flour, a 1/2 teaspoon salt, 1/2 teaspoon sugar, and a stick of butter. And the same thing with the crumbles. You just kind of mash it in there, get your hands in, add in about a 1/4 cup of water. It'll get a little bit of sticky, but you don't want that, because later on you're gonna put down some flour and just roll it out. We're leaving it kind of like a little rustic, because we're going to put this crumble on here, and so that it doesn't really need to be a fluted crust or anything. It can be a little rustic. So and then our peaches, which have been soaking in this cornstarch, brandy, sugar mix. Like I said, about half of it, just fill up your pie crust. I'm gonna kind of drain it out a little bit at first, and then kind of get a spoon here and get some of that liquid. Kind of pour that in as my oven heats up. We're at 425 for about 10 minutes. Okay, and then we're gonna bring that down to 350 for another half an hour. And it's just going to help, really burn off a lot of this this alcohol. Why why alcohol? One thing it does is it'll kind of stop the glutens here from forming at the bottom of your pie crust, give you more of a flakier crust. But also, I mean, and you'll find this when you go to dig in, just the complexity of flavor, it just offers so much. It just offers a richness and it just changes things. Got about half, maybe a little more than half of the peaches here. Just want to leave a little bit. I do want to do this crumble. I don't honestly think that all the peaches are going to fit in this pie, so I don't want to overload it, you know. Let's do that. It's good. It smells good already. There's a lot of it's rich. This broth, I call it, is really gonna help set up in your pie. So just kind of put a little bit of that in there. You don't load it down. You don't want to be too wet, but you do want a little bit in here to help kind of solidify that the insides of your pie there. Had this in the fridge a little bit just to kind of firm it up because yeah, it was kind of a floppy mess. Well, it still kind of is. But just kind of position this crumble as much as you can onto your pie. This one thing, this is going to kind of bubble up a little bit. It's going to kind of condense. So this could be a lot crumblier in my opinion, but as it melts, certainly as the butter melts, it's going to spread out. Filling pie and have dripping all over the cup. A little on the rustic side. Alright, like I said, there we go. Here's our pie. That looks nice. Oh. Give that 10 minutes. 425. When I kick it down, I think I might put some tin foil just to keep it from getting a little too dark. So 425, 10 minutes. Let's see what we got. There you have it. Peach brandy pie. I left this in for maybe another 5 or 10 minutes just to get a little browned up, but it's gonna sort of finish, kind of bake a little bit in this pie pan, but we're gonna let that cool. Cut into that later and see what that's like. So for our almond crumble, we're going to have 1/2 cup of flour, 1/2 cup of crushed almonds, 6 tablespoons of butter, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of almond extract. Toss it all in that bowl and it's all going to go on top of your peaches. Okay, I'm all over the place today. I don't even know what I'm thinking. But that add to your almond crumble 1 cup of sugar. Of course, sugar. But anyway, put that on top of the rest of your peaches. I had a good cup or 2 of peaches. Leave your oven at 350. So we're going to take out our pie, pop this baby in there for about half an hour. There you have it. Look at that. Look at that crumble. Yummy. This is a 1/2 cup of almonds, 1/2 cup of flour, 1/2 cup of sugar, 6 tablespoons of butter. Sorry, I left the sugar out of there. It's been yeah, long, hard week. It's only Wednesday. Tuesday? It's only Tuesday. Long, hard week. With family. My wife's family is having some health issues. It's getting insanely nuts at the library. The homeless. We got yelled at today by some people who didn't want to get off the steps. Sitting directly in front of the door. Sitting on the steps. Directly in front of the door. How are we supposed to get in the building, folks? I mean, you know, It's not like we're not the Gestapo. We just say, hey, look, please don't do these things. Um, it's just a lot. It's a lot. But hey, then your mother-in-law comes by with a box of peaches, and you have some booze because your dad. No. That's um. I always had it for eggnog. Reminds me of my grandfather. I don't know. It just it's what I know of growing up. Eggnog. You put apricot brandy in. Um, I've been working on that bottle, mixing it into things, and I cook with it. That's pretty much what I do with it. Uh, and, don't worry, don't the especially when you have that heat up high, that 425, you're gonna a lot of that alcohol. I mean, not all of it's gonna burn off, but you're gonna burn off a lot of that alcohol to the point where it's negligible. I mean, you're not gonna hurt anyone by having alcohol in these desserts. What it does is, like I said before, it inhibits gluten from forming, so you'll get a flakier crust, and then especially this apricot brandy, there's a sweetness, there's a fruitiness to it. It's going to lend a really nice complexity of flavor to your fruit pies, especially your fruit pie. Um, so yeah, you'll see. We'll crack this open probably after my wife gets home, and we'll taste test. But if you're like me and you have those hard days and you need something, some release, some to do some good, I guess, I don't know. Have a mother-in-law who brings you fruit and things. That's boom. Go meet someone. Find a mother-in-law who brings you stuff. Mine brings me lots of peaches, and anytime now, and I'm expecting anytime. Zucchini, because zucchini runs rampant in West Virginia for some reason, and I get boatloads of it around this time. So zucchini's going to come. We're going to make zucchini cake and zucchini pie. But for now, folks, let this cool down. You have choice between an oat crumble peach pie with a flaky, buttery crust, or a nice peach crumble with an almond crunch crumble. Either one, you take your pick, friends. Share this around. Give it to friends. Give it to neighbors. I'm gonna give my neighbors some. But we're gonna let this cool down, and then we're gonna get to maybe have a taste later on. So yeah, cool down, friends. Cool down. Oh, it's the beautiful thing about having this fan and this light. But yeah, cool down, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Yeah. It's the next day, as I do. Baby's asleep. My wife and I, had some pie last night when I was warm. It's cold right now. Doesn't matter. It's still good. How you doing out there? What's going on? I added maybe like 10 minutes or so to the bake time on each of these, just to. I like to when you pull it out, the crumble it's a butter, And if I see little places where there's butter pulled, I leave it in I want that hard crunchy top. It's a personal preference. So by half an hour, 45 minutes really, you've burned off that most of that, if not all of that alcohol. It's not going to hurt anybody. It's not going to, even if the baby didn't even hurt her. It's not. But it just, like I told my wife, it gives to like there's just a subtle heat and a warmth. It's just it's a warmth, It's just perfect. Spices are there. It's just so good. It's a crazy world right now. we need time to step back and, you know, try to do some good things. In my case, it's make some good food. It's really nice. Really nice. Flavorful. The peaches are just perfect. No, this video was a little crazy. We missed a cup of sugar back there with the almond crunch, which also fantastic, you know. It's a little variation of what you can do with the peaches. I just like to take advantage when somebody gives me a gift. So many of these, really, the blueberry pie, the sweet potato pie, honestly. So many of these are just the productions of product of what happens when someone gives me a gift. I don't want it to go to waste. I want to make a gift of blueberries. I want to make a good pie. Someone that gives me peaches, make a good pie. I just it's cathartic to make these videos in a way. So if it was got a little crazy, I apologize. I missed that. I said that cup of sugar there, and the bake time I added like about 10 minutes. But all in all, it turned out to be just a truly fantastic pie. Kind of that rustic edge of the pie, the crust there, kind of like a galette kind of feel. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this one. It's really nice for summer. A nice fruit pie, especially peaches, and this brunch crumble. Just it's really much deserved right now, much needed. We had a local congressman comes to the library, although he didn't come. Republican congressman. He didn't show up. He sent his team, and by that I mean a member of his team. He sent in his stead, and they put up a big giant poster, a life-size poster of the man, of the congressman. Life-size. And of course people showed up to protest this guy. They showed up to and they came into the library telling me flat out, I'm gonna give this guy a piece of my mind. And I gotta tell him, like, hey, look, you're protesting the arrival of the wrong guy. This guy who showed up, this representative who took legal questions, not even concerns about the current state of things, and the fact that this congressman, Riley Moore, if not voted for, then certainly stands by his family as corrupt and as they come. So anyway, people were not happy with the direction that their representative has taken things. Came there to vent and tell him. And I had to be like, hey, look, they not only did they not send him, they didn't even send his second in command. This guy that showed up to field questions came to us and he said, "This is my first day. Never done this before. I don't know what to do." He told Eleanor told us this when you come in. It's my first day. I'm gone. So you're airing your grievances to the guy below the guy below the guy below. This guy must have been he could have been like an intern, He probably was like just an intern or something. You're airing your grievances to this guy. It's meaningless. It is just a man in a cape showed up. Seriously, I am not this. I gotta be. This guy's no doubt changed his profile picture to reflect this. People have lined up, people and on the steps of the library is this gentleman in a cape, in a full garb, and other flunky friends gathered on the steps and to get a photo op. Their friend is out there taking a picture. Like, here I am standing up to the injustice of this congressman coming here to the library, and full accountability, and it's not even him. It's not even him. And you're dressed in a cape, you fool! You're dressed in a freaking cape. So I saw that today. Hope you have an alright day. I hope you have a job that's not too bad. You don't have to put up with members of congressman staff junking up your day. More importantly, I really hope you have somebody you can share a pie like this with. A neighbor, I don't know. Go to your neighbor. Like, hey, look. This weird guy on YouTube makes pies, junk. So make this pie. Do you want to have some? And you never know. Your neighbor might be like, hey, I have tea. Let's have some tea and some pie. I don't know. Isn't that a fun little thought experiment? Us becoming friends with our neighbors again. Having something to offer, just when you spend time with one another. It's a crazy idea. Anyway. I have to go attend to a baby very soon. She should be getting up any time now. Give this little girl some lunch. And so until next time, I really hope that I can find something really good come this way. Holding out for zucchini season. It's sometime soon, zucchini. Come on here, the zucchini and butter and squash. It's gonna roll through the door. I don't know when. But, yeah, I hope you have someone that you can spend your time with and share a little slice of pie. And like I said, when you're given a gift, try to make the best of it. There you go. Until next time, happy baking, my friends. You're beautiful. I love you. Just stay cool. I'll be here.